Hello, purpose-driven entrepreneurs and CEOs. Welcome back to another solo podcast episode here at the Life School Masterclass Show. I'm your host, Elona, helping companies align and scale their purpose and their profits. Today's topic that I want to talk to you about is simplifying your priorities as you scale. As you are growing and scaling your company, it's a very natural process for complexities to happen and more priorities to show up at the table. So it is very easy to lose focus of the things that you are doing as new things are coming on to the scene of your business. And it's very easy to make everything very complex and to have yourselves and your teams distract or dilute your energy and focus on a lot of different priorities. Especially also this happens because we all have, in business, everything seems to be urgent at all times, but just because something feels urgent does not mean that it is. So it's really important to dilute and to focus on dilute the distractions, but also simplify the priorities that you are focusing on in your business. Clear priorities also act as a filter for your teams, not only for yourself, but also for the people that are really focusing on them, and to avoid decision fatigue, which is such an important issue for companies and businesses as they scale. Usually what worked for 5 people is not going to be the same thing that necessarily works for 50 people if your team is growing, your complexity is scaling, but also your volume of production is operationally has increased, right? Has grown. So all these things usually happen together and they go hand in hand as, complexities show up, and it's very easy to really make the day-to-day decisions that you are making very chaotic and lose focus on the main purpose. And that would be the second point, right? So revisit your why regularly as you scale. It's so easy to lose sight of the definite purpose of what you're doing and why you're doing it. So scaling can dilute the original purpose. So definitely keep an eye on that purpose and always revisit this exercise to ensure that what you are doing and the priorities that you're focusing on actually feed into the bigger vision, values, and mission that you have for your growth and where you are going, so everything can stay in alignment with that growth. Fewer goals, greater focus. When it comes to initiatives, limit yourself to at least 3 main priorities throughout your quarters that all connect to the yearly priorities that you have for your business. So understand how the quarterly connect to the yearly, and focus on at least just 3 initiatives that are really important to focus on for each quarter. Prioritizing ruthlessly. That's really the name of the game when it comes to simplifying and scaling. Saying yes to everything usually means that nothing is important and we're focusing on too many directions. Anything we say yes to, we're usually saying no to something else that might be really, really important. So focus on that. The other point is never to lose sight of your customer, right? Your client. Your customer-centric focus needs to be a priority. And of course, I would say one of the 3 initiatives or main objectives that you are focusing on, at least, right? I mean, I would say that all your focuses of initiatives should all feed into your customer, but at least one should be customer-centric. Because again, is really asking the questions, does whatever we're about to introduce, does this scale that matters to our customers, and how is it going to add value to them? Asking this question and being very intentional with it is going to ensure that you always are staying focused and in alignment with your customers. Empowering through simplicity. When it comes to simplifying priorities, what happens is that faster decisions are made and processes are made more efficient throughout your operations. And of course, if processes are made more efficient, you need less people, you are putting your focus and your resources on the right priorities, and it's going to end up to obviously be more profitable for you. At the end of the day, that would be the ultimate result that would happen when you are simplifying the process of of scaling. And then the last piece is using data, not just your gut instinct, to make decisions. When it comes to understanding what are the most important priorities to focus on, understanding your numbers is key. Because again, gut is great, but also understand the reality of your data is going to only ensure that you have both sides of the equation so that you are making a really smart decision when it comes to what your priorities are and what matters. Again, what mattered, the same type of process that maybe you had from going from A to Z might be a completely different process when you're scaling, right? Because processes change, you evolve, the service delivery changes. So understanding and revisiting that at all times as you are evolving and scaling is definitely a smart thing to do as you set your priorities for your scaling company. That's kind of all I had for today's topic. I try to keep these episodes short and sweet, just to give you the most important information from experience. So if you need any support with scaling and taking a look at what are some of those priorities, and if you feel like you are just focusing on too many priorities and you're not really getting the right results in your business, let's definitely further connect. You can connect with me on LinkedIn and send me a message, or simply through here. I want to thank you all for supporting the show. Don't forget to subscribe, to share, and to leave a review. And I'll see you next time with the next episode. Bye, everybody.